Good morning. Okay, so today we get to use our fanny pack and we get to pull all these rules out that we've been learning about from the past week. Excuse me. So just for a review, because you need to know these rules, okay, because you're going to have to use them all at different times, and I'm not going to say, okay, use the product rule, use the quotient rule. Okay, you're just going to have to be able to pull them out when you need them. So the first one, let's just review, is when the bases are the same and you're multiplying, I'm going to add my exponents. Okay, so 3 plus 2 is 5, so I have x to the 5th. Now I can only do that because my bases are the same. Okay, the next one is the power to power rule. Okay, I'm going to multiply my two exponents. So 2 times 2 is going to give me 4, so I have x to the 4th. Okay, the next one is the product to a power. Okay, and I have to distribute this power into the product, each one. Okay, it has to go to each thing. So I have 3 squared times x. Okay, 2 times 2 is going to give me 4. Okay, I'm going to always simplify. 3 squared is 9. Can't do anything with the x, so I'm going to leave it as x to the 4th. Then lastly, when I'm dividing exponents and my bases are the same, I'm going to subtract my exponents. So I'm going to do 5 minus 4, and that's just going to give me x to the 1, and I can just write it as x. Okay, so we're fixing to use all of these rules once. Okay, so it's fixing to get really, really fun, and you were sitting back thinking this is not fun at all. Well, it is fun for me, okay? And if you just look at it and you just appreciate it, just think of it like a puzzle, okay? You're just putting pieces together, okay? You're solving the mystery. You like mysteries. So, for example, okay, so I have a method that I use, okay? When I have a fraction, okay, and it looks like this. Okay, I always want to simplify the top first and then the bottom. Okay, so by that I mean, looking at this, can I simplify that? I can. The bases are the same and I'm multiplying. So therefore, I'm going to add my exponents. Okay, and I just combining them. Now I'm going to look in the denominator. Can I do anything with that? No. I'm just going to leave that as 3/3. Okay, so 4 plus 2 is going to give me 6. Right. Now, can I further simplify it? Okay, is my bases the same? Okay, yes, my base is 3 for both. Okay, I'm dividing, so I'm going to subtract my exponents. 6 minus 3. And I'm going to have 3 to the 3rd. Okay. So you see we used the product rule. Okay, we added the exponents. And then we used the quotient rule. Okay, so we subtracted and then we got our final answer. Okay. So you just have to break it apart, piece by piece. Okay. This one, what I would do is I would simplify each one first and then combine. Okay, so my bases are the same here, so I'm going to subtract my exponents. So I'm going to have negative 4. 9 minus 5 is going to give me what? 4. Okay, times. Okay, again, my bases are the same, so I'm going to subtract my exponents. 8 minus 2 is going to give me 6. Okay, now, this is just the regular product rule. Okay, my bases are the same. I'm multiplying, so I'm going to add my exponents. So 4 plus 6 is going to give me 10. Okay, and this is my final answer. Okay, you see how we have to use all the rules we know, okay, to make it as simplified as possible. Okay, when we do fractions, okay, in elementary school, we want it simplified, okay, and it's the same thing with these expressions. Okay, we want to simplify it the best we can. Okay, but it helps if you break it down in pieces. Like up here, we broke down it by just looking at the top and then the bottom. And then it was more of a problem we knew. Okay, here we looked at this side, and then we looked at this side, and then we combined them. Okay, number 6, same method. We're just going to look at this one right here. Okay? And so we're going to break it down further so it's easier to simplify. So look, my bases are the same. So I'm going to add my exponents. So I'm going to have p. Okay, 3 plus 6 is going to give me 9. Okay, can I simplify the bottom? Nope, I'm just going to leave it as p2. And now I'm going to look at this fraction. Okay, I don't have anything to simplify up top, but bases are the same, so I can use the quotient rule. Now this does not have an exponent, but there's an understood 1 there. So 4 minus 1 is going to give me p to the third. Okay, now I'm going to simplify it further. I can simplify this side. So I can do 9 minus 2, which is going to give me 7 times p to the third. Okay, bases are still the same, so I can still simplify. Okay, so what rule am I going to use here? Product rule. So I'm going to add my exponents. 7 plus 3 is going to give me 10. And that is my answer. Okay. But before you use the quotient rule, you always want to make sure that your top is simplified as much as possible and your bottom is simplified as much as possible. You want the quotient rule to be the last thing you do when you're simplifying fractions like this. Okay? We can go ahead and use the quotient rule up here because both the top and bottom is already simplified. Okay, so just remember to use the quotient rule be the last thing you do when doing individual ones. Okay, so now I want you to try these. So go ahead, pause the video, okay, try these on your own, and then when you are done, come back to see the answers. Okay, welcome back. So let's look at A. Okay, I'm going to simplify the top first. Okay, this is just multiplying exponents. My bases are the same. 6 plus 2 is going to give me 8. Okay, over this. I can simplify it further because my bases are the same. So I'm going to use the quotient rule. 8 minus 5 is going to give me 3. So this is my answer. Okay, let's look at B. Okay, the top is already simplified. Look at the bottom. Okay, I can use the product rule because my bases are the same. 4 plus 6 is going to give me 10. Now I can use the quotient rule. 11 minus 10 is going to give me 1, and I can just leave it as x. Let's look at 6. Again, I want to just look at this part right here. So I'm going to simplify the top first, okay, because my bases are the same. I'm going to add my exponents. Okay, so I'm going to have b to the 13 over b to the second. Okay, now let's look here. I have my times. I can't simplify the top any further. I can't simplify the bottom. Okay, but my bases are the same, so I can use the quotient rule. So I'm going to subtract my exponents. 5 minus 3 is going to give me 2. Okay, now let's continue. Okay, let's look at my bases are the same, so I'm going to subtract my exponents. So 13 minus 2 is going to give me 11. Copy down the rest. Now I can combine this because bases are the same. So I'm going to add my exponents. 11 plus 2 is going to give me 13. And b to the 13th power is my answer. Okay, if you have any questions, please let me know. You don't always have to do it the exact same way I solve them. Okay, but you have to be able to use the exponents you need to find. Just your own method. This method works good for me. Just breaking it apart is much easier in my opinion. Okay, but these, if you just have to use the exponents rules. You just have to know them, and you have to be able to use them too. Okay, please join my Google Meets if you have any questions at all. Okay, so practice, you're going to practice on pages 335 and 336 in your math textbook. Okay, if you do not have your textbook, you can go to the online math website as well, and that link is going to be in this assignment. Okay, so if you hit next, you're going to see the assignment with all this information, and there'll be a link for the online textbook. Okay. So you're going to do 6 to 23 and 25 to 30 even. Make sure you box in your answers and then post a picture of that onto Canvas. Okay, y'all have a good day.